Last year, the first oval race of the World EX Championship was a thriller. And the 2022 edition of the Indy EX Prix was no less exciting. The race was presented by ACER VERO R8G, promoting the Acer Earthion program. Team principal and IndyCar star Romain Grosjean could not race himself, but had high expectations.
It is an amazing racetrack, that Indianapolis 500 racetrack. There's so much going on in the race. It's all, it's not so much about your driving. It's more about what you're thinking and your car balance and how you can use it to make sure that you make the move at the right place. You don't want to necessarily lead the field. You want to be the one taking the slipstream for the end of the lap and getting it done. So it's gonna be exciting. I can't wait to watch it.
And the famous oval yet again delivered a great show. Already in qualifying, the teammates worked together to provide the best slipstreams and bump drafting. Acer Vero R8G seemed to play the team game best, with Risto Capit and Jiri Toman setting an identical fastest time early on. But on the very last lap, Esports Team WRT's Devin Braune used the slipstream of 3 cars ahead to reach 398 km/h on the finish straight and snatch pole position by just 9 1/1000ths of a second. His disabled teammate Chris Overend recorded the 4th fastest time as the best pro racing driver. Overend is only using his hands in real racing and esports racing and showed a brilliant performance at Indianapolis, where braking is negligible. The Brit won the quarter-final of the pro racing drivers after a fierce battle with Patrick Long Esports' Henry Drury. Behind them, positions kept changing all the time, and the biggest surprise early on was definitely the elimination of TK9 eSpeed's Lasse Sorensen, undoubtedly one of the fastest drivers of the series. It was game over also for Absolute Racing's Rafael Lobato and Yasmin Preissig on her debut in the World EX Championship for Nianco Esports. The quarter-final of the esports drivers had similar surprises in store, with 2021 world champion Martin Stefanko and Alan Terzic both not making the cut. And there was drama on the finish straight when Devin Braune and Jiri Toman made contact, sending the Acer Vero R8G car into a spectacular roll. Despite the nasty crash, Toman was confirmed as the winner of quarter-final 2. Toman was in the middle of the fire also in the semi-final when the Czech driver tapped Bajtski into a high-speed spin and a DNF. A huge disappointment for BS Plus competition and the female driver who'd been leading the semi-final just moments before. Elliot Veyron was collected in the incident, also ending the high aspirations of the young French pro racing driver. All hopes of host team Acer Vero R8G were now with guest driver Risto Capit in his first World EX race of the season. The Estonian battled for P1 with Devin Braune for most of the semi-final and tried to pass the German out of the slipstream on the finish straight, but had to settle for P2 by just 20,000ths of a second. Braune's teammate Chris Overend recovered from a slow first lap to proceed to the final as the best-placed pro racing driver, securing a 1-2 for Esports Team WRT. The disabled driver passed his teammate on the first of the 2 laps, but was not able to keep Braune behind when he attacked him on the back straight of lap 2. The finish straight became a drag race to the line, and Braune scored his 3rd victory of the season by just 13,000ths of a second, making it the closest finish in the history of the World EX Championship, while Overend became the first disabled driver to make it into the final of the series. Both were overwhelmed after the final.
Congrats for the final. That was actually amazing. I think you would have had me, but for some reason you didn't get enough of a slingshot at the end.
No, I pulled out just like a fraction too early, I think.
Yeah, probably.
What a mate.
Was great though.
Risto Capit and Jiri Toman finished 3rd and 4th for Acer Vero R8G. Rory McDuff scored a strong 5th place for Patrick Long Esports, while last year's Indy EX Prix winner Nicholas Hillebrand came home 6th, with the sole EX0 from Biela Racing Team Euronics. Esports Team WRT continues to lead the World EX Championship with their pro entry, nicknamed Volta. The team has now both its cars qualified for the Super Final on the Nordschleife on December the 20th. The Germany X Prix on the Nürburgring sprint circuit earlier on the same day will offer the teams their last chance to qualify for the championship deciding race. So far, 7 cars from 4 teams are qualified for the final shootout, and WRT has already secured the pole position, which, however, is no guarantee of a race win in World EX, and definitely not on the Nordschleife.